Hello everyone, my name is Tony Tanzi and I'm one of the senior network engineers with Com Solutions Company. In this Palo Alto Networks tech tip video, I'd like to talk about one of the features that's available to us as far as monitoring events and traffic on the firewall. So let's jump right to our firewall. So under the Monitor tab, we are pretty familiar with the logging that's available to us on the firewall. Things like the traffic log, the threat log, URL filtering, data filtering. We know that we can do packet captures now right from the GUI. One of the other things that's available to us is this field called App Scope. From here, we can get some additional monitoring information from the firewall. So by clicking on the Summary tab here, we can get some information as far as things like top 5 gainers. So what applications started using more percentage or had the highest growth in the last 60 minutes versus yesterday. And here I could see that Facebook has some increased percentage usage, 288%. We can also see that what applications are using or being utilized yes as far as number of or less as far as number of sessions. So here FaceTime is down. We can also look at things like top bandwidth consuming application categories. So again, this is based off of the application category. So media, we have networking, general internet, and top 5 bandwidth consuming applications over the last 24 hours with some timestamps for us. So we can see different things in here: web browsing, RTMPE, SSL, and some other traffic as well. The nice feature using this Summary tab is we can jump right from here to the ACC tab. So if I was to look at, say, the top 5 threats in the last 24 hours, I have this HTTP JavaScript threat here that was detected. So I can jump right from this by clicking on this and get pre-filtered in the ACC tab for that specific threat. And as we have learned before, from here we can actually jump right to the threat log and get detailed information about the specific threat. So by jumping right to the threat log, now I'm pre-filtered for that specific threat ID over the last 24 hours. So here's the entry for that threat, and I can get some detailed information regarding that specific threat. So that's just by jumping right from the Summary tab in here right over to the ACC tab. A couple other things we can look at here. We have things like the threat monitor, and we can filter based on last 30 days. And see, here's the threats that we received over the last 30 days. And the specific dates that we saw these. And then again, we could actually look at and jump to right to the ACC tab for that specific threat, and similarly jump right to the threat log and now get all the detailed entry information for that specific threat. In this case, it was spyware. So that's jumping right from the threat monitor. One of the other things we can do is we can actually pull up here a threat map. And this threat map can show us, based on our geographic location of our firewall, where some specific threats may be coming from. Now, the positioning on the map of this firewall is based on the geolocation that you have configured in the Setup tab. So under Device and Setup, you can put in the geolocation of where your firewall exists, and that will then show you on this threat map where your firewall is located, and then any threats that are seen, you will be able to see what areas of the world they're coming from. Other things that we can do from here are things like Network Monitor. So we can see different applications and their utilization based on number of bytes over a certain amount of time. So in this case, the last 6 hours, we can move this to the last 7 days and get a weekly look at utilization and specific days. So here's some large iTunes base traffic that happened on Saturday. And again, we can jump right from there to the ACC tab, pre-filtered for iTunes base with all the information about iTunes base. And then again, being able to filter. Now we want to look at traffic, so I can look at the traffic log for the last 7 days for the iTunes base application and look at all the entries in the log for that specific application. And similar to our threat map, we can do a traffic map and get an idea of where our traffic is going and coming from. So here's incoming traffic. So coming from this reserved space, we could look at outgoing traffic, where it's going to. Here we see outgoing traffic going to a number of places. So again, this is based on the geolocation of your firewall and being able to look at specific locations. And again, I can filter on that, so now I can look at all traffic from destination country of Germany and be able to look at what traffic or what types of traffic was coming from Germany. Here we see Kaspersky. This may have been a Kaspersky update from Germany. So we can see specifically for that specific country what types of traffic are coming through. So some neat features here that are part of the app scope that gives us some additional information. So we can actually look at traffic in a number of ways. We have the reports that we know about that we can run for different types of traffic. Then we have the ability now with this app scope to do specific reports and get some detailed information very quickly about what kind of traffic is happening and how many bytes these specific applications are using, and looking at the specific threats that may be happening on the monitor over a certain time frame and quickly be able to pull that information. So I hope this tech tip was helpful in monitoring your networks. Again, my name is Tony Tanzi, Senior Network Engineer with Com Solutions Company. Please visit Com Solutions at www.comsolutions.com for all your networking needs and for updates and upcoming events. Thank you and have a great day.